The Oncoming Storm by Whiskey Mike 1. Chapter 4. Info. 9 months passed, and I was still living in the Everfree forest. The Empire was watching the forest 24/7. Patrols would come during the day and leave at night. The night was my friend. Wild creatures hunted during the day and slept at night, so that was the time it was safe. The Everfree forest was beautiful at night. When you stepped on the ground, your hoof print would glow blue and then fade. The insects were all lit up, for they knew as well that it was a safe time to live. But winter soon came. The wind blew so harsh during the autumn, and the snow came down with no warning in the winter. Times were hard for me, cold and with hardly any food thanks to the frost killing every edible plant. I had no choice but to venture out into Equestria and look for food. The nearest population was Ponyville. There was no point going in there at night because all the shops would be closed. I had to go during the day, risking capture or being turned over to the Empire. But I was desperate. I had to go. My spare black thermal blanket made a good cloak. It had a hood to cover my face and was long enough to cover my legs. I got some berries and used them to dye my mane and tail purple so I would not be recognised. The hard part would be slipping my way past the Empire patrols on the edge of the forest. If there were any, that is. Luck would have it, there was no patrols in sight, just an old tree next to a river. It looked like some pony had lived in the tree a while back, but not anymore. I followed the river into town. Ponyville had changed in the last 9 months. The once bright and colourful town was a dark and sad place. Doors were shut, windows boarded up, and not a pony to be seen. Hoping to get some food and for some pony to tell me what was going on, I headed to the marketplace in the centre of the town. There was only one stall selling apples and another selling flowers. A small pony was asleep at the apple stand. Her head was on the stall and snoring loudly. I tapped her on her shoulder. "Hello?" The pony's head shot up and she fell off the stool. "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to scare you." The little pony's eyes opened, her right hoof rubbing the back of her head. "It's all right." "Gee whiz, a customer!" The little yellow pony stood up. "What are you looking for?" "I've got apple pie, apple tarts, apple fritters, apple strudel, apple cake." The list was endless, but she was just so excited, I let her continue. "So what are you looking for, stranger?" You got any ordinary apples?" "Fine." She got a brown paper bag from under the stool and started to fill it with apples. With the food sorted, I now had to find out why Ponyville was in this state. "So, where is every pony?" I asked, and the little pony just looked up. "Have you been living in a cave for a past year?" "Something like that, yes." "You need to talk to my big sister, Applejack. She knows more about it than I do. She's at the farm just past Sugar Cube Corner." "That'll be 65 bits, please." "Thank you. Here's 100 bits. Keep the change." The little filly's face lit up and thanked me. That name, Applejack, it rang a bell. But where have I heard it before? Sweet Apple Acres. This must be the place. There was a large barn that converted into a house on the top of the hill. I put my bag of apples down just outside the door and knocked. No answer. Again I knocked and opened the letterbox and called out to any pony who could hear me. "What are you doing?" A voice came from my right which caught me off guard. I turned to see an orange pony with a cow pony hat on. I recognised her. "Ah, Applejack!" Howdy. How do you know my name?" "I've never seen you around here before." Your little sister told me your name." "That's nice. But it don't explain why you're here." Her face was right in mine. It was like she was interrogating me for a crime I didn't commit. "Mind you, a pony in a black cloak knocking on your door is a bit suspicious." "Well, I'm new in town, and I was wondering why Ponyville is like a ghost town. Your sister said I should ask you." "Have you been living in a cave for a past year?" "Your sister said the same thing." Well, if you must know, After the rebellion, we were all separated from each other. Pegasus to Cloudsdale, unicorns to the Shimmering Isles, and Earth ponies to Earth. Rebellion? Are you stupid or something? 6 months ago, when all the ponies had enough of Celestia and the Empire controlling us, I was shocked. I'd been isolated from the outside world for only a short period of time, and so much had happened. It was as if the whole world went crazy in my absence. Oh, that. Sorry, but I keep myself to myself. I don't do politics. And the town? Business fell apart after the segregation, and the population of the town dropped. A whole lot of families were split up. I think every pony is just sad and can't be bothered anymore. And you? Me and my family are fine. Well, thanks for the info. I need to get going now. Goodbye. See you later, stranger. I picked up my shopping and trotted out of there with my mind buzzing with the questions. Why? Who? When? I walked into the main part of town. There were some ponies about, not looking too happy. Their friends had probably been sent to Cloudsdale or Shimmering Isles. I turned a corner to avoid them and was confronted by a wall covered in wanted posters. It was me.